Good morning, South Aiken family. This is Sam Fuller, principal at South Aiken, and I wanted to come to you before we started school on Monday and just provide you all a brief overview outline of what school will look like as a whole. I know there are a lot of questions, and I hope to answer a pretty good bit of them, so please bear with me in regards to time. First, safety and security. A lot of you are wondering, what is the mask policy? South Aiken's mask policy follows Aiken County Public School District policy, which was approved by the board on August 25th. And that is, all faculty, staff, and students are required to wear a mask while on the school premises, with the exceptions being to eat or drink, if you can be outside and maintain a distance of 6 feet or more, or to administer medication. Now, there are other exemptions that can take place with my authority, but those will be administered on a case-by-case basis. But once again, all faculty, staff, and students are required to wear a mask while on the premises of South Aiken. Some have asked about the clear face shields. Clear face shields are not an exception, or not an acceptable alternative to wearing a cloth face covering, which you saw me wear at the beginning of the video. Now, in the past, one thing that has been a big deal is we say, if you are feeling not so great, we still want you to come to school. Attendance. And attendance is still vitally important. But due to COVID-19, if you are feeling sick, please stay home. Okay? If you are feeling sick, please stay home. Now, the primary symptoms of a COVID are shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, or loss of taste or smell, or a new or worsening cough. However, this is not a complete list of symptoms, but these are the definite reasons to stay home and seek further evaluation. I'll say those again. Shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, loss of taste or smell, a new and worsening cough. But once again, this is not a complete list of symptoms, but these are definite automatic exclusion. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, you should stay home, most definitely, and then you should seek further evaluation. This is also with or without a fever. Now, the next question a lot of you all has been in regards to cohorts, or what day your child is going to be attending school, what day your student is going to be attending school. So just to provide clarity, blue cohort is Monday and Tuesday. If you are a blue cohort, you will be in school starting August 31st, and you will be here August 31st and September 1st. If you are the red cohort, you are Wednesday and Thursday, which is September 2nd and September 3rd. Once again, if you are the red cohort, you are here Wednesday and Thursday, September 2nd and September 3rd. Now, some people have asked, what about instruction? What is my student going to miss if they are not here Monday and Tuesday in the blue cohort? Our teachers have been instructed, and everybody has been notified, that we are to provide the same exact instruction in regards to policies, procedures, things of that nature, has not syllabi and things of that, to all of our students on Monday and Tuesday, and the same thing on Wednesday and Thursday. Now, the question is, if the students are there Monday and Tuesday, then they have their assignments for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Do not fret about that. If you come Wednesday and Thursday, those teachers have been instructed to provide your student with the assignments that are necessary for Friday, and then what they need for Monday and Tuesday of the following week, and things that they missed on Monday and Tuesday, or the work that they may need to have for Monday and Tuesday. So that at that point in time, we will get them caught up. So if they attend on Wednesday and Thursday, they will be told the same thing that the students were told on Monday and Tuesday, then also provided assignments and told what they can go ahead and start working on for the following week, or for week 2. I know that may be a little bit confusing, but just know we're going to take care of them. Now, next up, what is blended learning? Okay, what is blended learning? Just so everybody is clear, we are on a hybrid attendance schedule. A hybrid attendance schedule means you attend face-to-face, and then you also attend while at home. That is our attendance. But as regards to learning, we are on a blended learning model, meaning that we are learning face-to-face and we are also learning remotely. Aiken County Public School District has purchased devices or Dell laptops for all students in high school. They have not arrived yet, but they will be here shortly. So what that means is before that happens, before we get those, if you're a blue cohort or a red cohort, you receive face-to-face instruction either Monday and Tuesday if you're blue, or Wednesday and Thursday if you're red. And then you learn remotely. Now, what's the important piece about remote learning in the blended learning environment? Remote learning is something I feel like we can do a really good job of preparing our students for the real world in. Because through remote learning, our students have an opportunity and our parents have an opportunity to help our students to take ownership and responsibility for more of their learning. How does that happen? If there are independent assignments, if there are things that you have to do research for, and then you have to turn those things in, we don't have a teacher who is sitting there side by side with you on those remote learning days, so you may have to take some more ownership and take some of that effort upon yourself. Take some of the responsibility. Make sure you're organized. Make sure you're ready to go. Make sure you have a quiet place to study and do the things necessary to be successful. So that's one of the things, opportunities I believe that we can really excel in is through remote learning and providing more of that opportunity to be independent, to take ownership, and to take responsibility for your learning. Now, we are not going to leave you hanging. Just because I say we're going to give you opportunities to be responsible and take ownership, we are not leaving you hanging. Our teachers are still expected to provide feedback and also to be available as a resource for you on your remote learning days. However, Fridays are days when no students are in the building, and our teachers will communicate with you their dedicated office hour. Their dedicated office hour when they are sitting in the building in front of the computer or by a phone, and you can receive immediate feedback if you have questions, comments, or concerns. Once again, we are still going to be providing feedback. We are still going to be helping. We're still going to be there for you during the remote learning process. But Friday is our designated day, and your teacher will communicate with you the designated time that they are available to you, and you can receive immediate feedback and immediate conversation. Okay? Now, one of the other things that goes on during our face-to-face is because we are seeing our students 2 days a week face-to-face, we're going to focus on priority standards. Meaning, what is our meat and potatoes? What are the things that we want to make sure our students get cold and get solid? Those are the things we're going to focus on in regards to our face-to-face instruction. Now, there's still going to be new instruction weekly, even daily, in face-to-face. And so, but we want to make sure that we're getting, when we have that face-to-face time, we're going to value it, we're going to treasure it, and we're going to make sure that our students are getting the resources they need. If they got questions, if they have questions about previous things they've done in previous lessons in regards to remote learning, we want to make sure that in that face-to-face time, we want to protect that and allow them that opportunity to get that instruction and get that feedback that they need during that face-to-face time. Now, some have asked, what is grading going to look like? Because we all know what happened in the spring in regards to distance learning. Distance learning is a taboo, no longer used word. I'm going to say it one more time, and then I'm going to try and stop saying it from here on. Distance learning is a taboo, no longer used word. Our grading practices have returned to what they normally are. We are not grading specifically all across the board for completion. If you just turn in something, the grade is not provided. We all know distance learning in the spring did not go great. So I said it one more time. But we are no longer using that process. We are in blended learning. We are face-to-face. We are remote. And we are going to make sure that we are doing new learning, doing new instruction, and doing school a whole lot better than what we had than what we did in the spring. So let's talk about in-person attendance. South Aiken, we will open our doors at 7:45 every morning for students. Parents, we're asking that you please not drop your students off before 7:45, as there will not be any supervision available before 7:45. Our students will be asked to report to class at 8:10, and then our tardy bell will ring at 8:20. On the first few days of school, our students will report to homeroom, and if you don't know where your homeroom class is, you can check your parent portal, or it will be on the trophy case and let you know where your homeroom teacher is. All student parking to start the school year will take place in the east parking lot, also known as the underclass lot, which is adjacent to the baseball field. There will be no student parking to start the school year in the senior lot, also known as the west lot. So once again, all student parking will take place in the east parking lot, also known as the underclass parking lot, and there will be no student parking taking place in the west parking lot. We're asking once again that no students enter through the rear of the building. We want to make sure that everybody comes through the front. Please make sure you have your face mask on, once again, as we discussed at the beginning of the video. Registration fees and fees in general. I made a robocall last night and we talked about fees. I know that it was a late time and it's a late in the game for us to be asking about fees, and we understand that. So please, if you don't have the fees right now, please do not stress about that. But as you make arrangements, please make sure you pay those fees as soon as possible. That is how we are able to run some of our programs, such as welding, culinary, guitar, things of that nature. So if you don't have the fees right now, we understand. Again, I told you all summer to hold off on paying those fees as we work through our master schedule. But as you do get that money out, we would ask that you go ahead and pay those fees. So one of the things that we normally do, and we do it every year, is in the first part of the school year, is we go over the code of conduct in our core classes. This is important because we want to make sure that our faculty, our staff, our students are all abundantly clear on what our code of conduct states. So on the first day of school, our students will be receiving their code of conduct, and there's a page in there for you to sign. Please make sure you sign that and return that back to your homeroom teacher. Schedule changes. One of the biggest things that people talk about when they come back to school. Schedule changes. One of the things that is talked about most at the beginning of the school year is, can I change my schedule? Can I change my schedule? Can I change my schedule? This comes from parents and this comes from students. This year, schedule changes are very, very, very tight. We sent a robocall out last week that talked about the 4 reasons to get a schedule change. 1, you have a hole in your schedule, meaning you may have 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and you don't have a second period. So we want to make sure we fill that second period class. Second, if you need a class for graduation, you're a senior, you have taken 4 maths, you've taken 3 maths because you need 4 to graduate, you've taken 3 maths, and now in your senior schedule, you don't have a math. So we want to make sure we get you that math so you can graduate on time. Third, if you are wanting to make a level change from AP to honors to CP, we would look to do that. But again, that right there would be with a discussion with your teacher and your counselor. We won't make that change so quickly. And then last, if you've already taken a class that you've already received credit in, let's say you took geometry honors as a sophomore, and now you're in geometry honors again as a junior, but you receive credit for that class, you passed that class. Then yes, we want to take you out of that class and get you in a class that will help you move towards graduation. Now, one of the common questions and concerns is late arrival, early dismissal. Please know and understand this. I know this is not an answer that a lot of you want to hear, but I want to make sure I reiterate it. Early dismissal, late arrival are considered privileges. They are not considered rights that are guaranteed to every senior. Once again, late arrival, early dismissal are considered privileges, but not rights that are guaranteed to every senior. We are guaranteeing you that we can guarantee that you will have the classes to graduate. That is what we can guarantee. But having it this period, having it that period, I know that that may sound harsh or may not be something that you want to hear, but that is the truth. We want to make sure that you have the classes you need to graduate, but we cannot make schedule changes in regards to early dismissal, late arrival based upon other reasons. Now, if you need something academically, we can do that. But early dismissal, late arrival, they are not privileged, they are not rights that are guaranteed for every senior. Once again, if it's for one of those 4 reasons, we can look to make a schedule change. But outside of that, if you got classes that you need to graduate, it'll be tough for us to make a schedule change because we're in the hybrid attendance model, meaning cohort A, cohort B. We want to make sure we maintain social distancing within the classroom. We also have to look at making sure that students have the classes they need to graduate. So that again is why we'll be very, very tight on schedule changes. I know again that is something that a lot of people do not want to hear, but it is the truth, and I want to make sure that I'm telling you things beforehand. One of the big questions has been asked is what are we going to do about lunch? To start the school year, all lunch will take place in the classroom. Once again, to start the school year, all lunch will take place in the classroom. If you bring your lunch to school, we ask you to go ahead and make sure you keep that with you, or because again, we're not using lockers, so you want to have that lunch with you, and you will have that lunch inside your classroom. If you eat lunch through the cafeteria, it'll be grab and go. One thing that has happened in the past is we've had meal options from the cafeteria. You have 3 or 4 choices you can choose from. Because we're doing grab and go, there will only be 1 meal option for lunch. Also, there will only be 1 meal option for breakfast as well. There will be no choice. So we will have the lines within the hallways. You grab your lunch, you go back to your classroom. Again, that is what we will start the school year with. Now, I've told our back to school committee, I've told my teachers, and I'm going to tell you, I have not given up on powwow. I think powwow is beneficial for our students. I think powwow is a great resource. I think powwow is great social preparation. But we will not attempt, try, look at, do anything in regards to powwow until we have demonstrated that we can socially distance, that we can wear our mask, and that we can keep ourselves safe and healthy. We will not attempt powwow until we can demonstrate social distancing, wearing masks, and being safe and healthy. Now, we know that this is the world we live in today, where we have to do those things. And we have to make sure we adhere to those policies and procedures here at school as well. We demonstrate those things, we can try that process. Because again, I want you to have it. Our teachers want it, you want it, we want to see it done. But it cannot look the same way it has in the past. That is over. So know that that's something I want to look at in the future. Not day 1, not week 2, not week 3, but that is something. So you got to make sure that you're doing the right thing and make sure others are doing the right thing. We have to hold each other accountable in a respectful manner, in a manner that does not offend, in a manner that does not judge. But we all have to make sure that we are doing the right thing. So, but for the start of the school year, once again, we are going to have lunch in the classrooms. Students, you will be asked to bring your own water bottle. One of the things that we are doing is we are covering up our water fountains. So you are able, so that way, again, we don't want students following behind each other trying to drink out of a water fountain. So we're covering up our water fountain. So you're being asked to bring your own water bottle. And lastly, visitors to the building. At this point in time, we cannot allow visitors into the building. Parents, guardians, I know that may seem different, strange to you, but that's the way we have to do things right now. Our attendance is located as soon as you walk in the door. We will have, she will be sitting right there if you need to sign somebody out. We ask that you call ahead if you need to sign somebody out or send a note. And we can, as if you send a note, let us know what time you're gonna come. We keep that note. We give your student a green pass when it's time for them to be dismissed. They come, they get their green pass, and they walk right out the door. or you can call ahead. So again, we can call that student down, so that way we can again keep people out of the building. Now, again, that is not the way we love to do things, but again, in the age of COVID-19, that's just how we're going to handle these procedures. Same thing with lunch drop-offs, things of that nature. Please make sure that your students have what they need before they come to school. Now, one of the things that people want to do that we get inundated a lot with at the beginning of the school year is people want to go and see their counselor. At the beginning of the school year, we're going to have people who have not registered, new students, things of that nature, come on the very first day of school. And we'll be working on those processes. If you want to see your counselor, please make sure that you call, set up an appointment, and we'll try and get you in. But again, that's not a guarantee. And I know sometimes some of those questions about coming to see your counselor will be about schedule changes. If your student has the classes they need to move towards graduation, once again, we will be tough on schedule changes. Not because we want to be, but because that's the situation that we're in right now. Again, I know that's not an answer that a lot of people like to hear, want to hear, but right now, in regards to our schedule changes, it's just a very tight process, and we apologize for that, but that is what we are dealing with. So, to close out, I know that's a lot of information. I know that I may not have answered all of your questions. But as things change, I want to make sure that we will let you know and we will keep you abreast. We're in a different age. We're in a different time. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw in March we were going to have school one day and then not be in school the next. We're asking for your patience. We're asking for your understanding. Things are different. Don't see it changing to what it normally has been for a little while. So we ask that, and even though I'm frustrated, you're frustrated, your students frustrated, my teachers are frustrated, this is not what our normal school year starting up looks like. This is not. But this is our reality at this time. So, even though we want it to be different, I would love to go to football, have powwow, have pep rallies, have assemblies, go to cross-country meets, go to volleyball games, go to swim meets. There are tons and tons, homecoming dance. There are tons and tons of things we want to get back to doing. But we have to make sure that we are all doing our part. Wear your mask, social distance, stay safe, stay healthy. I want to get back to the way things have been in regards to school. I want to do all those things that we all love doing. The student section at games, just walking down the hallways and just being around each other. Those are all things we want to be and want to do. But we have to make sure that we are taking the steps right here, right now, to hopefully get back to that point. I can't promise you when it'll be. I don't think anybody can. But we have to make sure we're taking the appropriate steps. So, I look forward to seeing you on Monday and on Wednesday. But as always, I close with this. It's always every thoroughbred, every day, all means all.